Concerns over water quality in Flint are leading Genesee County's biggest employer to shut off their
General
taps.
Motors turning the tap off to the Flint River.
It's chemistry is the
Water
issue.
that is leaving the plant is always assured to be at the top notch of quality.
And now a new danger. It's water.
3, 2, 1.
Water, Da Vinci's driving force of nature, the lifeblood of the earth. So vital is this resource that diseased water will lead to a diseased ecosystem, a diseased life. April of 2013 marks the start of one town's epidemic. The town of Flint approves a motion to switch water providers from the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, DWSD, to the Carnegie Water Authority, KWA. On the surface, the switch may seem beneficial to the town of Flint, saving between $5 and $10 million. But the careless route taken to speedily make the switch damned Flint residents from the start. During the transition, the county begins temporary use of Flint River as its water source, despite historical protest from local residents claiming poor water quality in the river, specifically citing sewage spills and direct injection of industrial waste into the river as looming threats to human health.
Here's the Flint.
Flag, here.
Chlorine is added to the water when fecal vilified bacteria, an indicator species, is detected. Chlorine levels are boosted repeatedly over the next few months to sanitize Flint County's new source of drinking water. Chlorine is effective at keeping bacteria populations small due to its ability to create a weak acid, known as hypochlorous acid, when it comes in contact with water. This acid has the ability to sanitize, but with prolonged exposure and in high concentrations, it also has the ability to corrode. The lead pipes that transport Flint's water from its source to the citizens of Flint began to break down, releasing eventually toxic levels of lead into the water supply.
And they were saying we got this stuff called rust inhibitor. It keeps the engines from rusting while they're waiting to have oil put on them. And they went, I guess, tested it and found out, I guess, we were putting too much chlorine in the water. And so they told Flint that you're causing us to lose engines.
General Motors' local factory finds that chlorine levels in Flint water are so high that it is corroding engine parts being made on site. GM resolves to purchase water directly from Lake Huron.
Water system.
Well, what they did, they made an agreement, from what I hear, that they could leave, but once we got our water back right, that they would come back.
And you never got your water right.
No.
The city of Flint will continue to use chlorine-treated water from the Flint River. The Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, finds Flint has been in violation of the Safe Water Drinking Act since December 1st, 2014. The Safe Water Drinking Act, passed into law December 16, 1974, is a federal regulation that protects public drinking waters by setting standards for various chemicals present in public water. The law was created in response to the surface of the Cuyahoga River in Ohio erupting in flames. Flint was specifically in violation of the maximum contaminant levels of disinfection byproduct statute. Angry and confused, Flint residents attend a community forum and demand answers to the causes of their mysterious illnesses, widespread rashes, and discolored water. The EPA will later conclude that these rashes have no provable connection to Flint's water quality issues. Residents conclude otherwise. The answer, it seems, goes back to a single misstep made on behalf of the Flint government, putting finances above the health of residents. The water transportation system of Flint County is comprised primarily of pipes that are over 8% lead. This wasn't an issue until high concentrations of chlorine corroded the pipes, causing lead to leach into the water supply. The addition of a costly but necessary anti-corrosion agent could have stopped this story in April of 2014, saving thousands of dollars in water treatment and healthcare. But to save time and money, the Flint government bypassed this step, putting its residents in harm's way.
We found some really kind of hot pockets where the lead levels were the worst.
The EPA notifies the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, MDEQ, that it has detected dangerous levels of lead in the water at the residency of Leanne Walters, the primary house cited as evidence in court cases pertaining to Flint's water. The highest concentration of lead from a water sample in Flint was 22,905 parts per billion. For comparison, lead concentrations are considered dangerous at 16 parts per billion, and water containing 5,000 parts per billion is designated as hazardous waste. Flint residents were exposed to concentrations more than 4 times the hazardous waste level, and 1,431 times the level where it is considered dangerous. Despite the government's errors, which eventually resulted in permanent damage to citizens' health and a self-declared state of emergency, Flint's local government and the EPA have begun the remediation process to restore Flint water to its former glory. On October 2, 2015, filters were distributed to residents and schools to clean incoming water, though some of these filters were later found to be faulty and ineffective at removing contaminants from the tap. But a few months later, the county reverted back to use of DWSD water supply, though that didn't magically fix the problem. Lead is still present in the water because of the corrosion that already occurred. Water treatment plants are still continually adding orthophosphates to water to restore the coating on pipes and prevent further corrosion, and so far it seems to be working. On March 17, 2017, the EPA awarded $100 million to the County of Flint to update drinking water infrastructure, meaning that they'll start replacing old piping with new, safe ones. Recent tests showed that the lead levels have decreased drastically, though the county still advises its residents to continue avoiding tap water. The progress made is not insignificant, but nothing can fix the physical and emotional damage of Flint residents.
Homesick inside.